Hey everyone, welcome back to AFC Game by Game. So first things first, it's official, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is an Arsenal player. Mental, absolutely mental. If you'd have said a couple of years ago that we'd have two of Borussia Dortmund's finest players in Mkhitaryan and Aubameyang playing for Arsenal, wouldn't have believed it in a million years. But it's happened after much speculation whether this deal would actually go over the line. It does see Olivier Giroud on the verge currently of joining Chelsea. By the time this goes out, he probably will be officially announced as a Chelsea player, which is a big shame. But looking at it in the long term, Aubameyang is a player that we need to bring in, a player that, well, I say need, he's a player that, for the sake of the fan base, I think we need to bring in, purely because after that defeat to Swansea, which I'll get onto a little bit later, given the way things have gone this season, to bring in a player of his stature still shows that we're able to attract the best talents in world football. Aubameyang, you're kidding yourself if you don't think he's a top 5 striker in the world. He is an exceptionally gifted footballer, and he's going to bring so much to this Arsenal team. What this means for Alexandre Lacazette, not too sure. I'm interested to see how Arsenal are going to link up with these kind of players in the team. It's a very, very fluid, very exciting front line that we've got now. Mkhitaryan, Mesut Ozil, Aaron Ramsey, Jack Wilshere, Aubameyang. Really, really, really exciting. It's the defence where the problems are, and even at the base of midfield where we've got big problems. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out in the next couple of weeks and months. But for now, I'm really, really pleased with the coup. It's an excellent addition. I can't reiterate that enough. He's a player that I've always admired. It's a shame that we didn't get him earlier on in his career. We are getting him as a 28-year-old. He'll be 29 in a couple of months' time. So we are getting him towards the latter stages of his career. But he should be in his prime. He should hit the ground running, you would hope. And yeah, as I say, I won't go on about it too much, but he's a fantastic addition to the Arsenal squad. Just to touch on Giroud to Chelsea. It is a nuisance that he's going to Chelsea of all places. He is going to strengthen them. He's a player that has got unbelievably underrated qualities. An excellent plan B, but with Aubameyang coming in, that kind of morphs Giroud into a plan C for Arsenal, and it kind of does make him surplus to requirements. It's really annoying that we couldn't have been a bit more ruthless and said to Giroud, look, you're going to Dortmund whether you like it or not. That would have been the sensible thing to do, but given that Giroud's been... I mean, it's similar to the Petr Cech situation at Chelsea. He'd been such a great servant to the club that they offloaded him to us, and there were no real complaints there. It's a similar situation with Giroud. I've got no personal grudges against him. It's a move that I think he's making for the sake of his family life. His wife wants to stay in London. He's settled here. It's an understandable move. Interesting to see how much playing time he gets, with Morata being a bit inconsistent for them. But for me, he's not really going to be a plan B for Chelsea. He's already got very similar qualities to what they've already got. And Batshuayi, in my opinion, I know that Chelsea fans would disagree, but he was more of a more preferable option to have off the bench. He's a player that's got loads of pace, a bit more skill, a bit more technique, whereas Giroud, saying that is a very technical footballer, but he's not blessed with pace, and he's not going to provide a great alternative to what they've already got in Morata. But I wish him the best of luck there. I hope he doesn't score too many goals for Chelsea. Certainly hope he doesn't score against us. But 20 odd million for someone that's I think going to be 32 this year. We've practically broken even this window when you weigh in the sales of Oxlade-Chamberlain, Theo Walcott, Francis Coquelin. We've done very well this window on the business side of things. We do undoubtedly still need a centre-half, and we definitely need a central defensive midfielder. Those are definitely frailties within this team. But for now, the attacking talent we've got, as I say, incredibly exciting. As well, Mesut Ozil signing a new contract with Arsenal Football Club. That's broken today. He signed a new 3.5 deal worth £350,000 a week, making him Arsenal's highest paid footballer. Over the moon, absolutely over the moon. Everything in this Arsenal team revolves around Mesut Ozil for me. He's a player that makes everything tick. The one good moment we had in that game against Swansea yesterday was his assist for Monreal's goal. He's a player that makes everything happen, and to now, although we've left it very late to start building a team around him with the likes of Mkhitaryan, Aubameyang, Ramsey, Wilshere, I mean, it does feel a little bit like too little too late, given that he is 29 now. But, let's give it one last push. Let's see what we can do with Mesut Ozil at the helm, and I'm over the moon. It really is a good, positive thing to happen to Arsenal, given what happened with Alexis Sanchez, given that Mesut Ozil wants to commit his future to the club. Really pleased with how things are going on the business side of things, but it's a shame that we had to have all these positive vibes ruined by last night's performance against Swansea City, which I will briefly talk about. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's, again, it's me highlighting exactly what's been said many a time this season by myself and many others. It's great having all these excellent footballers, but if they're not being coached and managed correctly, then what makes us different? What makes us elite? And I honestly think that Arsene Wenger's tenure at the club was not done this season. It was done last season. irrespective of the FA Cup win. He's done, I've got a lot of admiration, a lot of love for Arsene Wenger as a man, but as a manager, he's got to go. He's really got to go. It's been going on far too long now, and I really don't think the board can justify keeping him on beyond this season, because the football is so all over the place. There is no plan whatsoever. Switching to the back three last year, that's gone completely out the window. That just seemed like a potluck thing to do because everyone on social media was pressurising Arsenal to try something new. He did it. We stuck with it for about a year, and now not even a year, and now that's gone out the window. We're back to a back four. We've got the most unconvincing central defensive partnership in Mustafi and Koscielny. Koscielny's not getting any younger. Mustafi is incredibly inconsistent. Bellerin, not sure what's happened to him this season. Monreal's the only real shining light in that back four, scoring that brilliant goal yesterday. And then we've got players like Kolasinac who don't seem to be getting in the team. And we don't seem to have many other convincing centre-halves. We've got Chambers, Holding and Per Mertesacker that's leaving at the end of the season. And that doesn't fill me with a lot of hope, to be honest. Rob Holding, towards the end of last season, I thought he was really going to cement a place in this Arsenal team. But he's kind of, I wouldn't say gone off the rails, but he's not really progressed to the level that I hoped he would have done this season. Still very young for a centre-half, but it's a dangerous position to be in, having two very young centre-halves in Chambers and Holding. I mean, one's 23, the other's 22. It is risky, especially when they're not playing to the level that we need them to be performing at. And then it's even more worrying when you've got Koscielny that's getting constantly injured, Mustafi that's not performing at the highest level as we'd expect him to be, and then Petr Cech in goal. Oh boy, we really need to. I love Petr Cech again. Great admiration for him. It's the exact same as Arsene Wenger in this sense. I love the guy as a person, and I appreciate what he's done, but we need to be replacing him with someone new. At this point, I'd even be up for giving Matt Macey a chance because he's looked really impressive whenever he's played. So, I don't know. That would be the thing for me to do going. I don't think we've got a lot to lose this season in the league. I mean, yes, top four is still there, but it's looking increasingly unlikely that we're going to get it. And I think that gap between us and where we currently are in terms of competing for fourth, I feel like if our away form doesn't improve, that's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Of course, we haven't got Aubameyang for the Europa League. That seems to be the most logical way of getting into the Champions League for Arsenal this season. So there's a lot of pressure on Lacazette's shoulders, a lot of pressure on the team's shoulders to win the Europa League now, which will be our predominant way of getting into the Champions League next season. Of course, there's no reason why we should throw in the towel in the league. I mean, there's always going to be chances and opportunities for teams like Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham to drop points, and then we could go on a fantastic run, and in a month's time we're talking about a completely different story. But Swansea away, a team that are struggling for relegation, and we're getting turned over 3-1 by them, doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. And it's not the first time I've seen it, which is why I kind of am up for trying a lot of new things this season, as I kind of was last season, because we've seen this many a time now. And the big change that does need to happen, the big transfer is, of course, and I'm not the first to say it, Arsene Wenger needs to be removed from the club in some capacity, just so that we can get these players motivated and get us competing at the level that we should be at. But for today, it's been positive. It really has been a positive side off the pitch, but it's where we need to be seeing results on the pitch. I don't want us to have brought in Aubameyang, Mkhitaryan. We're having all this happy, fun times, and then suddenly we go to, I can't even remember who we got next, Everton at home. That's a game we should be hopefully comfortably winning, but we can't take anything for granted. Of course, we see Theo Walker come back. He'll be there to prove a point. Got to be winning that game, and then we've got the Europa League coming up, and then we've got Tottenham away, which should be a bundle of fun. But I'm actually surprisingly confident going to Wembley. I think we'll see a performance from Arsenal there. But as I say, today it's been a real positive, and it's good to see change being enforced at the club. If I'm being brutally honest, I don't think Aubameyang is an Arsene Wenger signing in the slightest. I don't think Wenger's had a hand in it at all. I think this is all down to the doing of Gazidis and Sven, which is brilliant. Brilliant to see our new man come in and be so ruthless in the transfer market. And it's good to see us get rid of some of the players that were surplus to requirements at Arsenal. Theo Walcott, Francis Coquelin, I hate to say it, but Olivier Giroud as well. These players that we've shipped out of the squad, and we're now reinvesting that money in a top talent like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who is an exceptional footballer and will hopefully make up for the goals that we're losing in Giroud, Walcott, etc. So yeah, got to be excited by that, but I struggle. It feels like this whole positive vibe is overshadowing what is a rather negative one, in the fact that Arsene Wenger is still in charge of Arsenal Football Club, and it's all very good in this moment, but let's see how we perform in our next game against Everton, and then let's see how we perform in the game against Tottenham, because yesterday just it was the same old, and I don't want to be continuously talking in this manner. about Arsenal because it's just unbelievably frustrating. And I want to be filled with excitement, and Aubameyang has slightly done that for me. So let's see if we can put this excitement onto the football pitch and get some wins on the board, which we as fans so desperately need. We need something to smile about this season. The Aubameyang could just be that flicker of hope to make us happy once again. Anyway, guys, please do drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on the signing of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. That's going to be a struggle to say every now and then. And the extension to Mesut Ozil's contract. Get your thoughts on that in the comment box below. Please do drop a like on the video, as I say, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll be speaking to you very, very soon. See you later, guys.